Alrighty, it's time for review! Golly gosh, it's time to review The Elder Scrolls Online, the original game here. Day 2 of the playthrough. So if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, comment, follow, and subscribe if you want to help support the channel. It's your Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, do playthroughs, do a review at the end of every playthrough. That's why today is day 2. And when I do multiplayer games, not usually going to do a review on those, but come by the channel live if you want, or join us on the YouTube here if you're watching here right now on the YouTube. So day 2 thoughts of the game. A little recap of yesterday. So, yesterday, I did wonder about max levels, what max level was in this game. So I found out today from Bluebirds there in the chat that goes up to about 810, I believe you said, Bluebird. And that's pretty freaking high. My goodness, I'm only level 9 right now, so I haven't unlocked the ability to queue dungeons or multiplayer yet. That's probably going to happen tomorrow, which I'm really excited for, because I love PvP and MMOs. Love it. I love PvP healing. I love healing in dungeons. Just let me heal. That's where I'm in my comfort zone. I healed in WoW with my Resto Druid. I healed in SWTOR with my healing mercenary. Also, my healing medic. Also, my healing sorcerer. Yes, I had 3 healers in SWTOR. And then I healed in WildStar with what I think the class was called Medic. I think it was just called Medic, if I remember correctly. But I've always been a healer. I love healing. So I'm looking forward to trying that out tomorrow. So if you're seeing this, come on by on the Sunday. If it's after Sunday, that just means I didn't have time to clip this and put it onto YouTube because, you know, work, life, all that jazz. Sometimes I can't do it, you know, and I have to wait a day before posting. So, silliness of affiliate on Twitch. Not gonna get into that. I'm working on a video about, you know, what Twitch could do better. That's maybe one of the things. Why make people have to wait a day to post? Silly, in my opinion. But yeah, so the amount of levels. What a grind. 810. I'm just sitting here at level 9 and just wondering. So if, like, the end game, I guess Blue was mentioning how he called it champion, starts at level 50. So if, like, the end game starts at level 50, that could be rough. Or was it? I think it was Veiled. I think you were the one who mentioned 810, right? Yeah. Yeah, it was Veiled, I think. Because you have, like, a level 400 something tune on console. Like, level 26 on PC, so... Golly, I just don't know how long that would take. So I don't know what that whole part of the journey would take, what the content you're doing at that point would be. I don't know if it's like questing in the world, because the map is relatively big here. You know, you see all this. I mean, I'm still here in the starting area, so I don't even know, you know, what the rest of the map looks like here. You can unlock this area with an ESO Plus membership or by purchasing Thieves Guild Zone DLC. Oh, so some of these things are DLCs. Wow, that's all DLC. DLC. Not DLC. DLC? Really? DLC? This area doesn't look like DLC, but it doesn't look like anything's there. Upgrading Somerset chapter. Wow, okay, so there's a lot more... That's a lot of, I guess, unused space here. Unless maybe it just doesn't pop up yet. Maybe it's unlocked, but just doesn't pop up yet, I'm guessing. You know, but... So if the main game... So I'm guessing what I'm experiencing here is what came out first for this game. And if I'm just looking at that, if I'm just, you know, my mind's just on, this is live, so it's not like I'm going to go and research it. I'm just going from an assumption. If I would have been pretty upset if this was all the game here. I would have been pretty upset if this was the game. Like, it was just this area, and, like, none of this existed. I'd have been like, what the heck? You know, in comparison to World of Warcraft, Star Wars: The Old Republic, WildStar, and so many other MMOs. So many. I think WildStar is done for, so I can't really even say that one anymore. I think SWTOR still is around, though. You know, this map is not big enough to compete with WoW, in the very least. I know, yeah, WoW's been out for many, many years, but I mean, WoW Vanilla was way bigger than this. And that was, you know, what, 2002, 2003? Maybe, 2002, I believe. You know, we're in 2019. If I bought this game when it first came out and that's all there was, I would have been pretty upset. Not gonna lie, I would have been pretty upset with that. And then I'm guessing every DLC is, you know, $60, $60, $60. You know, so it looks like there's maybe Frostfall Dungeon DLC. I mean, I'm guessing not all these DLC. Thieves Guild Zone DLC, Dungeon DLC, Creative Shadows Dungeon DLC. You know, so some of these I think are just individual dungeons. So I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna assume yet, because these look like individual dungeons. Maybe this whole area is open and it's just the dungeon that you can open up. But I will say, though, if it's not, if I'm right and these areas are closed, you know, with my assumption, that's going to be pretty upsetting, you know. But we'll see. So I'm still reserving thoughts, you know. Maybe tomorrow before stream, and I'll be able to do a little more research on the map and what's open and everything. You know, but that'll be a little bit disappointing. And then the other thing I'm noticing more and more today is this, it's like, some of the quest line that I'm doing right now seems like a main quest line, but I don't know. It doesn't really seem like it pertains to the world. It doesn't pertain to the semi-god I was working with before. So it seems like just a really well kind of voiced side quest, which is neat and it's cool. But at the same time, sometimes the people will like re-say the same thing over and over and over again, but just in like different ways. You know, like, we went to so-and-so camp and we had to do a thing. Then we went to this camp and in doing this thing happened. I couldn't believe that when I went to the camp to do the thing, you know, like, see what I'm saying? Like, it's not stepping to the next part of the thing to say, you know, it's more so like taking quarter steps to the next thing and then the next thing, you know. And I'm, you know, coming from WoW and stuff like that, it's just a quick text screen, go on your way, do your thing. So on one hand, it's like, yeah, it's really awesome that you've got this story and it is enthralling. I'm curious what's happening with Vaya, you know, I want to see how this all works out. But it's just a little bit so much that, that, you know, kind of like, I'm like, all right, I'm starting to not care, because taking like 10 minutes for every single step of like the quest chain, and I'm like, I know I have, now that I know that there's like 810 levels, and I'm only level 9, you know, like, I want to kind of get to the end game, but I am enjoying the leveling right now, especially since, you know, mainly I'm playing this because it's free right now. You know, but I got to experience a lot more of it before I'd say I'd spend my money, especially since I know there is also a lot of DLCs and stuff for this. So it's a matter of, like, you know, this game could be a very expensive game to get into until I get a chance to really research. I mean, let me know in the comments how much does this game cost in total to unlock everything and experience everything, and what the end game is like. You know, I gotta find that out too. You know, what are you doing in end game past level 50 all the way up to, you know, level 400, 500, 900, 810 or whatever. You know, what are you doing every day? I mean, can they really have enough quests to have you questing continuously all the way through there? Do the quests ramp up in level with what level you are? Like, You know, so maybe you could do this Vaya storyline when you're level 800, you know? Like, I don't know. These are things I'm kind of curious about, since it is quite different than what World of Warcraft is like, you know, insofar as World of Warcraft, a zone is a certain level for that zone. Usually you won't have other random levels for that zone. Once you finish that zone, you move on to the next zone, and then the next zone has quests for that level grouping, and so on and so forth, you know? So it's kind of like you end up getting stuck in one area at endgame. You're sitting, like, back day, I'd sit in Dalaran or Ashran and, you know, Tol Barad, Wintergrass. Like, there would end up being these zones where, like, the high levels would end up staying, or Orgrimmar or Stormwind, you know, and that's just where people would be. And, you know, out in the world, you run into people. I was on a PvP server, so I never went out to troll people, but we would go out to troll the trolls. Like, in an area called Tol Barad, my cousin and I, he was a rogue, I was a druid, so we could both go invisible, me in my cat form, and him in his rogue, and we'd sit around waiting in the endgame areas where, like, the endgame quests were, and, you know, wait for Alliance characters to start ganking the Horde, because the Alliance were the ones doing the ganking, just saying. Even though the Horde looks like the evil ones, the Alliance actually are. If you check the storyline, they're more messed up than the Horde. Yeah, that's a side thing, just saying. But, so we'd stick around that one area. So I don't know what the end game in this is going to be like. Is it just, like, traveling around? Is there an end game area? You know, so much I'm kind of curious about this game. I need to learn about it. But now knowing that it's like 810 levels, I don't know if I'd ever find out the end game here. You know, what the true end game is. Or is it just the same main game over and over and over again, and you're just experiencing it, you just keep on getting levels until you, like, can unlock every single thing in the game for your character and the weapons and everything. Because, I mean, there is so much to unlock for your character, your abilities. Here we are. I mean, again, the class, the weapon stuff, the armor stuff, the world stuff, the guild stuff, the racial stuff, the crafting stuff, you know, and every weapon, you know, thing you're going to be getting, like, is it going to have a section there, and then you get your abilities, and then you get the active abilities, the passive, the actives, and then these things can be melded into each other when you have points or something. Like, I still don't even understand that yet. Like, golly, you know? So it's like, there's a lot, like, so I really don't know what that end game is going to be. So those are all the things that are kind of on my mind. Aside from that, I mean, the game is very stunning. I do feel it's on par with, like, what World of Warcraft kind of looks like. The over-the-shoulder view is nice. I mean, World of Warcraft is more of, like, this view, I guess. You know, whereas this game, since you're actually aiming with a weapon, kind of brings you to the third person. Hey, GG! Get a win, man, with the drinks while you're at a bar. You know, so the third-person view is kind of different. The 5 abilities is, you know, a different, you know, type of feeling. I still don't get fully the, when you get stunned, I can hit left and right at the same time. Left click, right click at the same time. Still don't fully get that, you know. But the game is, you know, very, very beautiful looking game. I think this is, in some ways, the Skyrim I kind of wanted. Now I'm getting frame drops just because I'm recording, but I was getting like 90 frames a second here, set to high with a RTX 2080 and a i7 4790K processor. So not like the best processor to be streaming and gaming, but with the RTX and using new NVENC encoder, you know, the game runs pretty well. So that's really nice, and it looks really nice. So, you know, I think that's all I can think of for day 2. I don't want to go on too long, but I think I'll leave it at that. So, let me know what you think. Let me know about the end game. I need to learn, so let me know in the comments or, you know, or anything. Yeah, so if you're watching on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you're watching on Twitch, comment, follow, and subscribe if you want to help support the channel. Come by Friday, Saturdays, and Sundays, see the stream live if you want on Twitch. I post on Twitter and also in our Discord. Links are in the description of when I'm about to go live every time I'm about to stream. But, yeah, come and join us. Or, follow me on Instagram. Check out the cutest guinea pig ever if you want to. If you want to. Thank you for watching.
Like, comment, subscribe, and follow if you dare.